Hello, and welcome to another episode of me, Rob McIver, playing Disco Elysium, part 8 now, and we're on day 3 still. So last session 2 days ago, we went to the South Continent, we checked out some stuff there, we investigated some cryptids, something like that. I spent the majority of my session on that. But I was quite ill last session, so I ended it a bit early. But yeah, on the agenda for today's session is to go south, investigate the body. There was a dead body that I left, and then head to the council estate behind the first dead body, where the first dead body was. So yeah, cool. Without further ado, cheers to another stream. Let's do it. Yep. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, cool. I failed on the task to speak to him. To speak to him again, I have to put my...
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
To put my level into composure. Do I want to do that though? My composure is quite high enough as is. I wanted to do empathy and authority. I've done those two already. I can't get them any higher. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do composure.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Oh, that unlocks. I told you when you can conversations you can actually attempt again, the white markers. That's cool. Can never figure this out. This golden bar seems to be iffy as fuck. Anyway, yeah, forget that. Alright, let's do it. 72%. I should win this time.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
He's wearing one of the parts, ain't he? On the dead body. Here's massive muscular, something worn underneath it. Yeah, something worn underneath it.
It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under his clothes. You can't tell it's there just from looking at him. Probably stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehoods, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
Well, if I did this in the other area, I wouldn't have her talking about it.
I took the hangman's cuirass.
Curious.
I didn't mean to.
God damn it, Gary.
I know.
Shame on you. Give the cuirass to the officer at once.
The woman looks at you, her eyes soft and pleading.
Gary didn't mean to interfere with your investigation officers. He's just thick-headed and poor as dirt. but he's always helped us, given us a place to stay. And he's followed Morel into God knows what jungles.
Give me the armor now. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash? Why did you lie to me, Gary? Do you know you killed the hangman? Why did you really put the clothes in the trash? I'll say that.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Seolite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly.
Give me the armor now. Why'd you lie to me, Gary? Do you know you killed the hangman?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
Give me the armor now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why'd you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
He's a scaredy cat.
We're done here, Gary.
yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Cool. Completed. And got me some points towards my next level. It was worth it. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's take a look. Oh, now space as well. +1 pain threshold, figure skin. +1 volition, bold confidence. And -1 empathy, mania of invulnerability. My empathy is terrible. I might use it when it comes to a fight. The virtuous enamel curus fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat, and it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Cool. I think I have to swap out my shirt. I don't like the -1 empathy though. Yeah, well, I'll leave that for now.
Hello. Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
Interfacing. Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks. But dishonesty, disloyalty, are not one of them.
Thanks.
The man was in distance, he doesn't say anymore. Doesn't dare say more. What a woman.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
Right, no more on the cryptics. Let's save it. Doing good. Anything new about this guy? Oh yeah, there was a mission to do with this.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leah says you're friends with Manana. Is that true? Or is in the black bush you're making there? Point a large pot. Yeah, I'll say Leo says you're friends.
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again.
What was the bush you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Yes, nod. No, shake your head. Mercury rising. Raise your fingers through your hair. Sorry, I don't understand you. Yeah, let's do Mercury rising.
Horse need more vodka?
He picks a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yes, nod and turn your fingers clockwise. Turn the vodka up. No, vodka. Turn your fingers counterclockwise. Cut it. I'll leave the cooking to you, shrug. No, vodka. Turn your fingers counterclockwise. If I say yes, what's the worst going to happen? I'm not going to die or anything. Yeah.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Grocery, could I have some of that brew?
He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
Don't ever need anything else. Stay masculine. Tools. A thermal cup full of hot wash spiked with high-proof moonshine. Yum. Uses left 3. Got +1 physic and -1 morale. So it cures my health, but reduces my morale. Yeah, I probably won't be doing that. I could give it someone though. What was damage ledger about? Can't get info on it. Right. See if she's got anything new to say.
Yes? What is...
Nope. Alright, cool. Did I save already? I can't remember.
I've got nothing to say to you.
What about this dude here? Oh,
It's you again. What is it?
Authority low. My authority is still bad, but it's higher than it was before. Let's put moonshine in my hand. See if you can give me some.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Discard for. I'm not doing it.
Oh, no, you don't. Not this one. That's not you. You
I look
light
at bowl, I
reflects
suppose.
off the thermal cup. The borscht may not look like much, but doubtless it'll get the job done. Better pop it open before it gets cold. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
Open a bottle, or no, I'm not doing it. Ignore fault. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore it.
Fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough. We'll give you another chance. Booze always gives you another chance.
You've passed up your chance to start drinking alcohol for now. But don't worry. The option to start drinking becomes available again in 2 hours.
I'm not gonna do it. I just want to
It's
give
you
this guy
again.
some alcohol.
What is it?
Okay, cool. Nothing to go with him. I see the bomb right there. There's a button for alcohol. I'm gonna decrypt that. That seems to be way too tempting currently. Tell me how many have in the bag. I think that's been all already. Cool. Let's get on with it. Let's do the game. I think Kuno was. I can speak to Kuno.
Was that? Could it be the Koldamama Dakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ring? Listen more closely. Yeah, let's see where this goes.
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise? Listen closely first. Yeah, I'll do that.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Am I going mad?
Yeah, but how are you going to catch it?
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise? Hold very still and hope the bird comes to perch on your shoulder. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please. Listen more.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again. That pawnbroker, Roy, was into natural sounds too. Maybe you could talk to him.
Cool, got a new one. You heard it, the mysterious Kudamama Dakwa. You're certain that you did? Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you're hopeful, because it would make you very special. To be the only human being who can hear this invisible, incorporeal bird, this animate whisper, this particle sound, you're going to have to keep listening, sharpen your ear. Alright, I'll think about that. It sounds like me going mad doing that, so I'm a little bit wary about following that one through. Alright, let's talk to this little quiet. Let's been lying to me.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I talked to Manawa about the armor.
So?
He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down the armor anyway. He said you're now the king of the entire Jamrock. I can't remember what he asked me to say. He said a thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down the armor anyway. Yeah, I'll do that.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
He seems slightly confused.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
I will remember this, Kuno. Or whatever, kid. I'll do whatever.
What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Kuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of here. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Empathy.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Empathy's still low. I need to up my empathy somehow. Maybe I forget items or something. Okay, now what's on the agenda? Dead body and the estate. So I'll do dead body first. I think I could fast travel. It's 2:43 currently. And it was at the church. 2:43. Yeah, time doesn't change. That's good to know. Save it. How close I am to the next level? Halfway. 55 out of 100.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too.
A lot of alcohol
Better not
going
pick
around
them
it.
up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Did he just get drunk, pass out in the cold weather and died? Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge.
Nice, actually.
The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
Could do that right now myself.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet.
Maybe it's a bit much for me.
It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Alright, let's check the body.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom-made.
Search the pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine the face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Examine the man's head. Step on the floorboard. Examine the bottle. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. Yeah, I'll do the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say. I'm not here.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
He looked at the 12 balls near the coin-operated viewer, then at the yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Shit, you actually get better, more dialogue if I'm holding the bag. Alright, step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way he came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
Does that just never old drunkard to me? I think labeling as alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. Yeah, never old drunkard.
And he was married.
Lieutenant points to the ring on the man's left hand. The flesh around is swollen and grey.
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened there?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to lynching? No. Do you think he was drunk? Pointing the ball. What about a kebab? Someone should be held responsible for the broken Broadway. It's dangerous. You let him do it.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
What about a kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Alright, I'll conclude.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about field autopsy? We found him, we should finish this. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. I still need some time to decide how I want to solve the case. Attend to it later. Hold on, what about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
You're right, I didn't see anything criminal here, let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him, we should finish this. Take the case.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Alright. Forged library card. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk is still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears a stamp of Jamrock Public Library. Right, let's take a look at it.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
I could go back to the bookstore and ask them about that, I suppose. Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Alright, put it away. Dead body on boardwalk. Call the station. Call Jamrock Public Library. Cool. The coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. I'll walk slowly around here just in case. Alright, now. Yeah. Let's check that palette. Cool. forgot to zoom out. Should be doing that more often. Bars covered along the dusty window. Alright, I'm going to teleport back to base. Can't see him teleport. A little black swallow circles around you. You hear it chirping. If I hold still, would it actually land on me? Just test and see if anything happens if I keep still. I'm not going to wait too much longer. Nope. There's a lot of things to discover here and I'll save you later. Let's just check this. Construction material, whoever planned to build this home left in a hurry. Wetting stone, well, we want to uncover moss. White curtains have been drawn shut, no looking. I was a bit worried I was out of slots, but I seem to keep on filling up. Tailor trousers in light brown, moderate in every aspect, the absolutely remarkable. Unremarkable, in other words. Perfect. What's that? +1 the Kingdom of Conscience. Yeah, alright. How's my visual compass? 7. I don't know where the other glasses in. We could -1 on the visual compass. Hat? Do I need a hat? Yeah. Cool. That seems to be good.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
I like regular normal things. Oops, it's a fashion flux car. Discarded for. I like regular normal things.
I know you do. These Inter-Estellari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this, that's for sure. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
The most laughable centralist achievement as well, though.
Makes sense. This is what wearing boring office trousers does to you.
You see dust-covered linen, dried up tulips on a bed. Oh, what time have you? Well, let's head back. Let's not try and distract ourselves too much. Let's call the police.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for information that you can provide on Billy Magin, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said?
Majon.
Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
You push down the receiver.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's probably the place I was going to. Next, the council estate. 33B.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives,
yep.
Isn't it?
Do you have any other information? It's quite a nice coincidence that that's actually where I'm heading to next anyway. Do you have any other information on Billie Jean? Billie Jean. That's Michael Jackson song, you know. Thank you. That's all from me. I have no other questions. Do you have any other information on Billie Jean?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Lowe's Radio City? That's the same book the working class woman was reading at the bookstand.
Oh, is it? So Billie Jean is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband? Okay, cool. How do you know it's the husband? Do you know the husband's name? Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like? Yeah, I'll do that one first.
Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Do you have the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
How did your colleagues know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Thank you.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
Need to report dead body to Martinez Boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 75, dark hair, medium build, looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, an old leather jacket with a bright blue lion, and found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central J. Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billie Jean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
I'll leave. Go to Billie Jean's apartment, deliver bad news. New objective. Was she not here? Huh, she's moved. She was there earlier though, right? I need to look back at the footage to see. Alright, cool. Well, both my quests line up, which is really handy. And I've got plenty of time in the day. I don't think there's much else in the way of other quests that is pressing. So, yeah, it's good. Alright. Coin-operated viewer has been banged up. Inoperable.
This coin-operated viewer is... This coin-operated... Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
Yep, I'll take a look. What's the tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick. They got as far as the street lamps and that statue on the intersection before something went sour. I suspect it was Evras Claire's doing. He muscled them out.
Maybe
That's how it usually goes around here.
Maybe I loaded it up before and didn't do it again. Cool, dig the organised crime. It's the best. Can we do something about it? Yeah.
We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Alright, let's put in some money.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk. The ring of metal.
pull the handle and look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Turn a knob to focus on your vision. Is that another armor, the helmet?
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
There are some kind of ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Alright. I could do nothing else but leave. A lonely Commonwealth surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. What's going on here?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing.
Conceptualization. Yeah, let's speak to Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Show the badge. I found my badge.
By love, you did.
She inspects a piece of blue plastic while I scan left to right.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Nothing else. Just want to show you my badge and get some experience points. Right, time to investigate the building. I'll go via the front entrance. Front entrance? The entrance I got the key for before. Let's speak to the kid, see if there's anything.
Trying to sneak up on me.
Nope. Just double checking. Alright, cool. Let's go. Eviction notice and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Go on, money. Give me some money. Ooh, +1 logic, -1 authority. Flip up glasses, the auditor. A box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smell of laundry detergent. Let's check everything on this floor before we move up. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Apartment drive, loud rumbling snore comes from within. The snoring is scary somehow. You should leave. Ooh. How cool. Moss crawls in the bathroom tile. Actual moss. Alright, let's read these. The flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favoured by organised crime accountants who desire to look cool. Commodore Red alcohol. A large crimson bottle of cheap sugary wine made of poverty, sugar, artificial taste enhancers, and a vague memory of grapes. Guaranteed to colour your lips. I wonder if there's some. Get torch on there. The shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Cool. Might have enough money for the for bed for tonight. Anything this way? Yeah. What does it say? Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. What's this? Ooh, £7. Fucking hell. Alright, well, I've got money for a night.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Is that on the padlock?
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply.
Alright, interfacing. Find the gloves. Was for interfacing you. I don't think there's any others. Interfacing is yellow, so very quickly I could see. Yeah, if it's tier 1. Alright, let's save it first.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Alright, 83%. So 10, I need to get 10.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Let's take that off and put the torch back on. A flamboyant poster of a white star will lithography. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Book of critical theory of the monstrosities of capital and such. So proper Karl Marx room going on here. Proper communist stuff.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
Why does the tenant have a bust of Kraz Marzov in their bedroom? Who lives here needs to learn how the economy actually works. Kraz Marzov was a mass murderer. There's nothing cool about keeping his bust on the nightstand. Whoever lives here needs to learn how the economy actually works. Why does this tenant have a bust? I'll do that. It's more neutral.
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Needs to learn how the economy actually works. So if I click that, that makes him more of a capitalist. If he's a mass murderer, that's like anti-communist. I'm pretty sure he's a communist, right? I'll leave that. Revolutionaries love to pose for their guns. There's also a very Che Guevara, Cuban Revolution kind of vibe. Oh, what do we have? Got bullet and conceptualization +1. That would be really handy. What shirt do I have? Physical instrument. I can take that off. My conceptualization was quite low. The shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder who would leave it stuffed in a tear container. What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of those life mysteries never be solved. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Looking a little bit more respectable now. What's that blue about? There's a blue little circle thing. There you go.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Look how Kim, the communists are around. Inspect the symbol closer.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is it upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
What does it invoke in me?
You see noble aims, but also mountains upon mountains of corpses. They should have taken a more measured approach. Also, you're really smart. The price of idealism, unrestrained by humanism. Never again.
Yeah, sounds better. I agree with that. Boogie Street 46. Another postcard. I wonder if I could do anything with these. This complot postcard depicts an open-air market on Boogie Street 5 years ago. A vendor smells a dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy, where blood flows over the muddy street, below shadows of people pass. I wonder what you could do with these postcards. The door number 9 is locked.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Knock.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door.
Knock again.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, very intense. This is the police. Open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again at the other side. Walks right up to the door. Her turn is now again defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Nope.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing every door. More money. Let's check the door. Number 8. So I'm guessing I have to go up 3 floors to go to Billie Jean's house. The graffiti says a firing squad for the witch. Alright, let's speak to the lady.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman's leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She's sneezing to the handkerchief. Are you alright? Shall I call doctor? Yeah, I do not.
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheek.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
The lady starts laughing but turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28.
28
Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
We're looking for Billie Jean. Do you know where she lives?
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Maisons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
Apartment 20. Why was I hearing number 33 earlier? Was that for someone else? I have a few questions about those apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lived in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
Well, I talked to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure, I'll go see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Damn millennials. Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
You mean the star and atlas? I think they're symbols of communism. You sure you don't mean astronomy? Do you mean the stars and atlas?
A symbol of what now?
Communism, you know, like in the World Revolution. You know, the ones who support the working class against capital. It's an ideology, it has some noble aims, but it's also been used to justify terrible bloodshed. It's for loons who have no idea how the economy works. It's a symbol for contributing to the demise of our noble state in the name of some made-up world of equality. Communism is a political ideology. So I'm going to go with an ideology has some noble aims, but it's also been used to justify terrible bloodshed.
The cleaning lady shrugs and returns to sweeping. The clash of ideas and atrocities are as far from her world as fairies and wizards.
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
That's all, thanks.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live it?
If you can call it living.
She's
I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
Yeah, as long as you have a roof and warmth. That's all we need, and a bed.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Thanks, I'm off. Cool. Right, watch room. Investigate apartment 10 for a clean lady. Smoke on the balcony. Alright, let's do number 10. Is that 110?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in it?
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's a break-in. Then open a door so I can verify your identity. Are you cooking morphine in there? We don't need a warrant if I suspect there's a break-in.
Oh, come on.
There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked. Quality.
Well, that was easy.
That was smart.
The lieutenant says, nodding towards the unlocked door. Let's see what we have in here. Let's speak to her first before wandering through our stuff.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles the set of keys in her hand.
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20 at least.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Inspect the passport. I don't need your ID, I just need to ask you some questions. Yeah, I just need to ask you questions.
Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour.
In an hour? What are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
We're reprehensible. Who lives here? Reprehensible.
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
She stops hesitating.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
I glimpse a foreclosed apartment down the hallway.
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
She snaps her fingers.
The sum must have been puny.
My money has also disappeared, I think. It couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby. So wait, what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Thank you.
Of course.
A blessed pack of medicine peeks out the door. You should take it. Peeks out of the box, sorry. Ooh, +3 morale. That's cool. I'll stockpile on those now. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be too close so you can't hear it swarming of bugs. You can hear it swarming of bugs. Shoes. +1 to indirect morals or taxation. These Pear and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing, but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoes. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them. Cool. I think I'm doing good for time for now.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in number 10. I just saw a real estate agent setting up the room for a new tenant.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Yes, some highly technological wizards are going to save this place. It'll be a visionary innovation utopia. No one's coming, there'll be nothing but spoiler unless they start killing real estate agents. Lax women and sexual deviants. That's all come. Spit. I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment below. Sorry. This apartment building needs slow change. Impeccably slow. Let's go to the fourth one. That one.
Yes. Well. I hope they're good people.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
Alright. Nice and done. Completed. Another one. Another task completed. Let's go down. He's outside. Yeah. Back up we go. I suppose that leads outside as well. Upstairs. No Reads for Clothes by Martin's Reality Associates. Seablade looks cold and winter grey. Someone has torn down the wall. Oh, that's what the woman was referring to earlier. An old grocery list on the table. And checks.
What happened here?
You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall. This looks so sad. You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall?
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the fridge. There's always a little something in the fridge. Except the stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
I got experience for that. Alright. What do I have? A Noser Fed, +1 health, quality, and more money. Cool. Alright, let's go up the floor.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Form a guess about what happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The wind blows through your hair. The sea breeze cuts around you, high on the balcony as you stare over the edge at the sea.
Take in the ocean, look at the ruins in the water. I wonder what I look like up on that edge. Up on that edge. Yeah, I wonder what I look like up on this edge.
From the eyes of a seagull, a nest of brown hair not worth the 50-foot dive. From a pedestrian on the dock, a rugged man staring out to sea, mere feet from fatality. From a guest on the balcony of the Whirling in Rags, a silhouette imposing enough to be seen at a distance.
Take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Fair enough. Look at the ruins in the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt.
Who did this, the damage?
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water. far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
Alright, time to go. Do I have a new item? Something else I want to check. I can't remember what I was going to check now. 7 fair 6, that's quite good. Definitely want to improve my empathy and authority. I need to find some ways of doing that. Oh yeah, that's one. Check my level. 95, actually quite close. Cool. Is that the door I came in from? Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we evolved. You're in trouble now, little lady. We cops don't like closed doors or unreachable perches, or people having high ground on us. That's why we evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
Is that government fuel oil? So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you could talk to us about the murder victim. It's missing armor. Yeah, I did that one. Wait, is that government fuel oil? I'll do that one first.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself.
That's my
Back
fuel.
in Jamrock.
That's my vehicle. Fumes are bad for you, okay? You better hand over. That's some clever cultural commentary. You better hand over.
Oh, what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
So you won't talk about murder, but maybe you could talk about something about the murder's victim, Miss Norma.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the body? Yeah, I do that.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? I think that's all the dialogue I could do. Find the armor gloves. Ask the little girl in the fishing village. Alright, cool. Why does he keep on coming up with... Oh, I didn't read this one, the jacket. Samuelsian lounge jacket. Conceptualization +1. A classic white summer jacket loved both by the Samuelians, a communist party, and the company's subtropical drug traffickers. It fits you well, regardless of your political ambition. +1 conceptualization. My conceptualization was bad, was it? No, 5 is quite good. I won't belong then. E-spirits. Yeah, that's quite low. Cool. Alright, next room I suppose. Oops. Actually, before going next room, oh, that's the wrong ones. Let's just check here. He had enough money for bed for a night. Kim, how did you manage to go through that gate? Door's locked. You can't get in. Oh, Kim can. The chair's new. Someone lives back there. Oh, this is probably where the lady lives. Electrochemistry. Reaction speed down one. Although these genes look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. The beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted himself so deep in the fabric, you can't but wonder if wearing them will start moulding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. My reaction speed goes down one. Let's see how bad it is. I think my reaction speed is alright. Yes, 5, that's good. But we'll see what goes up. Electrochemistry. I think my electrochemistry was actually bad. Yeah, 2. Things that what am I getting rid of in the process? Kingdom of Conscience. No, I'll leave that one. 120 feet, scurrying beneath the grate. The rats are in the sea. The rats of the sea. Someone's been sleeping there recently. Cindy? Maybe. Enough cold to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Interesting. Nothing else here. Can I go around this way? The current shift just a little. Someone's watching with him.
Give me a moment.
The music's got a little bit more evil. Did I miss out on some stairs? There. Cool, that's what I was looking for. The baggy box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Oh, we're over here. That's cool.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Alright, Kim, we should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He has an apartment door and lowers his voice a bit. He looks at the apartment door.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's... Well, if I don't want to do this? Kim, I don't want to do this. Let's turn around. Oh, I'm ready. Any advice?
Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Alright, cool. Alright, ready to proceed.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Alright, let's knock.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billie Jean's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
Don't run, okay? Take it slow when exploring the apartment. Be respectful. Packages of humanitarian aid, macaronas. Soup left over kept warm on the stove top. Smells like buckwheat and onions here. Yeah, let's just talk to her.
It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before a smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
Thanks, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes turn to read answers from your face.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
My empathy's so bad. I want to avoid doing empathy-based stuff. So, how you been? I noticed you cooking something. I noticed you were cooking something.
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cooking?
So how have you been?
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What is this about, officer?
Can't write a scene without knowing the actors. Ask more. Get comfortable around her.
You live here with Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
Yes, I remembered you mentioned them at the bookstand.
Mm-hmm. They came home later. They're good girls.
And where's everyone? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
When I was talking to her earlier, I was basically just going a bit mad and just saying random shit to her. Saying like, do you know where your husband are? Do you know where your children are? Did I say something about the husband dead? Did I manifest his death or something?
She swallows visibly.
How rare.
He has a problem with drinking. And so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the box drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up.
To your knowledge, did he make it to the library? What was the name of the library? What was he supposed to do in the library? Do you remember what he was wearing when you last saw him? What was he supposed to do in the library?
Just to return a book of mine? Why? Why all those questions, detective?
Was
Did
it
he...
Was it a Clinton curve?
Yes.
She becomes unsettled as she said that, her forehead scrunching up in a worried expression. To your knowledge, did he make it to the library?
No. I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back home.
She looked at the front door.
It shouldn't be long from now.
What was the
He's
name?
never gone for more than a few days.
What was the name of the library?
Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayrow Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Moreau.
It is.
Do you remember what he's wearing when you last saw him?
His old leather jacket.
Can you describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
What about the inner lining?
Yes. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
There's something else I need to tell you.
She folds her hands across her chest.
Still too much small talk. Later, Manchester. Windows covered in old newspapers. Can't they afford curtains? Oof. A chalk-drawn height chart from a children's growth over the years. A textbook for high school mathematics, trigonometry, mostly. The clock is ticking away with an odd cheerfulness. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the wall.
She looks up, too anxious to say anything.
There's a red mark. Cannot be retried. Oof. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Empathy. The worst. Need to level up somehow.
Yes?
I seem to be able to toggle running and walking. So I'm gonna hold down shift to run normally. But at the moment it's like reversed. So I naturally run now and hold shift to walk down. There must be a way of toggling it on and off. Oh, that's what a tap on does. No. What was that? Maybe I activate those stuff. Let's see what controls them. Makes reading easier for those with dyslexia. Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's see that. Let's see if it makes it easier for me. I wonder if I'm dyslexic. Controls. I mean, there's a sprint button, but it doesn't tell you how to do sprint. Movement, left click. Help, F1. Oh, what do we have here? Just helpful hints. Spacebar to continue. 1, 2, 3. Quick select. Okay. Why is there no mention about running? Alright, cool. Let's move on anyway. Someone's grown rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Yes, knock.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking a cold spring air.
We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good. Tonight, 9. What are you talking about? I don't think I can make it. Yep, sounds good. 9.
Tonight at 9 p.m. Right here. Apartment number 28. Good. Let's go.
Steve. It's a bit odd with that. Dyslexic sentence. Cool. Q or L to seamlessly switch languages in the game. Come back and on. Oof. What happened there? It's a glitch. Come back and on. Alright, cool. The door to the apartment is 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Yes, there's the door to apartment 30. Voices from within sing along some Bowen dance track. Okay, that's cool. That's all that done. The empathy and we're has to really level up. It won't be timed. Yeah, I can always come back later on again. Right, this area is done. Time's at 4. We've got a lot of stuff to do. What is our main objective? I feel like we've run out of objectives. Bride, the pants of Kuno, smoking on the balcony. Prove your authority. The victim's tattoo. Ask another about a tattoo's possible meaning. Keep searching for the caller, despite lacking of his leads. Find a way in secret. Yeah, tattoos. I'll go to start speaking to people again. See if there's more options about tattoos.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of...
Nope. Save the money. I'll go speak to the pawn shop guy. I don't have any more empathy items, do I? Empathy -1. Okay. Do you have any items that are plus on empathy? Empathy -1. Why do I have this -1? It's a shirt. What's that one? Suggestion goes down 1. Is that gonna be alright? No. Suggestion's already bad. Visual complex is down. That shouldn't be too bad. Alright.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
No, there's my thing to go on the flashlight. That's the pyro talking, there's no flashlight. Oh right, sorry about that. Yeah.
I do appreciate it.
I didn't know people react to that. That's quite cool. Alright, let's put the flashlight away.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Do you have any recordings of the Colder Mala delete?
The Coldima Madakwa?
Yeah, close enough.
Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
I've been thinking of quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist. I have hobbies just like a normal person because I'm a normal person. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that you know what the Kodamala Dakwa is. I have hobbies just like all normal people.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply otherwise. Well, it's been a while since I've gone hunting for the Coldima Madakwa myself. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
Sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Coldima Madakwa, and he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col di Mamadaqua.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rumbling through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Right, we got 4 hours to kill. It's fine. Spin the bird song. Yes, it's absolutely necessary for my research. No, that's okay. I just heard that the Coda Mama Dakwa outside the Whirling, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Let's talk about something else now. Spin the bird song. Let's do it.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to make a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. Not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this.
Suffocating? Yeah.
He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls.
And skewers, but
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speaker, a new high-pitched, shriveling sound.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Col de Mamadaqua. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
I have other business to take care of. I've got an idea. I'm going to level up one of these slots. Are these all activated? The line and bot only seems to go to 1 or 2. Hopefully it's fine. Let's unlock. And let's put on empathy -2. Temporary research bonus 1 hour 45 minutes. First off, if you have a son of a bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Grosmere state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now, unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this more ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal. Some love back from the Robin Barons in the custom agencies and banditos at the Institutional Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Let's do, you heard it, the Coda Mama Dakwa. Yep. How long is it going to take? 7 hours. Oh, fine. I won't be doing that tonight. I was hoping they might give me a bonus for my empathy. Don't think of anything to pawn. I don't need a pawning thing. I've got money for once. Money for rest. Yeah, I don't know how to toggle one and walk. Let's put the cans away first.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears.
Do you have anything new to say?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Before we go, what's in the Frit?
I don't know. Frit?
And what is Frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why is it with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
What magazine are you in?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover posting a colourful photo of 2 girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Stupid famous people. I approve of this. Very futuristic. Taps on the girls kissing. Forget a word or about that. Was the Fashion Police feature, pointing at the cover. I'm not even interested in the magazine. Do you know why I asked? Don't even know why I asked about it. Forget about all that. What's this Fashion Police feature? Yeah, I'll go on that.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Who's the numero uno guy in there right now? And does he look like this? Point at yourself. Point at her hat. I bet your hat would take the prize. So who's the most stylish there? It can't be anyone from here. Point at her hat. I bet your hat would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Alright, fuck him. Alright, let's proceed. Let's see what I have questions. Buzzkill, please.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Fred have a warehouse in the back of the Wellington Rex?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to magazines without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about a dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Do you know the man who died? How long has it been there? What do you think happened? Thank you for your help. What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
She scratches her nose. Do you know the man who died?
Not really.
No, really? Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
Thanks for your help.
Uh-huh.
Leave. Alright, cool. Who else can show the photo to?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. Racists are just...
Welcome to Revachol. He must think.
I am not...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
You're right, craniometric perfection, my race doesn't stand as a chance.
Correct.
I just want to unlock this. I suppose we could go into a new area and show the photo around. But I'm thinking maybe I should just double check everyone here. I don't think we'll get much more from the room. Yeah. Let's go back to the apartment for a sec, actually. I remembered the white marks, the white checks I can do again. I think one of them was in here. I want to check back into my room. See if there was actually anything I could roll the dice on again.
The fan stands still. The lights are on. The lights are off again.
Interfacing. Alright, I'm gonna have a break quickly. And then, yeah, come back to it. Alright, cool. Have a 10-20 minute break roughly. And yeah, then I'll continue on. I'll probably go to the South Continent next, whilst I kill time. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Hey, I'm back with a cup of tea as well, and also my back is hurting. I'm back with a bad back. Alright, used to not as it was last time. Alright, I could check out in here. See if there's anyone new to speak to. Yeah, I'll just clear up. Oh, there's anything I can really do here. What was this? It's hard to open last time.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's try it.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
Pry
It
bar.
has.
Not strong enough. So that's minus 20. What else is here? There's the woman making dices. Oh, probably need a torch. But was there anyone else? I don't think there was anyone else. See if there's anything new come up with her, or maybe a task
Oh,
I've
it's
done.
you again. Are you looking for a die?
Shivers. Shivers +1. Just checking to see if there's any more shivers. That's -1. Yeah, I wanted to improve my
Oh,
chances.
it's you again.
much.
Are you
That's still
looking
there.
for a die?
Let's put the other stuff back. Cool. Nothing else there. I've still got plenty of time in the day. Right, let's start exploring the next area. And I'll do it more systematically now. I suppose I could show the photos. No. Do I need to call back the base? No, not yet. anything over here? Just remind myself of the area. I've kind of forgotten half of it. Alright, let's move on to the next area. I couldn't do anything there. Did I go here before? I think I did. Done all this. Cool, cool, cool. Let's check the middle here, see if there's anything interesting going on here. I'm basically checking every nook and cranny now. Just on the safe side. Also, we should probably have the camera as far as possible. Get in there. Alright, cool. I've seen you RCM around here for ages. That's what the woman says. The plank creaks beneath your weight. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. The boat is flowing freely in the water on board. What are these doing in the fish? Alright, let's speak to you.
Hi, officer.
The woman in the raincoat stands on the quay, the quay, considered an overturned boat. A sword in a scarab hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we exactly? The question, the first. What's your name? That depends. Where exactly are we?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earring. I've questions. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'd like to ask something else.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is there enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Interesting what you've found. I never thought to see you brought in anything particularly interesting. Walking on the beach sounds quite romantic. You could double down on it. Oh, I think I get it. Let me ask something else. Interesting what have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
We must say more. I need to know more about those human bodies. A mine. The RCM uses a mine. Where is it? Drugs. I need info on this major knock. According to myself. This place is bad. Why did you leave? Why don't you leave? I need to know more about these human bodies.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
Nice sword, pointing at a saber.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Hold on, do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Isn't that what guns are for? It is imposing? Not.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I board a sword? Why don't more women arm themselves is so effective? Can I board a sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I use to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
Behold, point to the expression on your face. I'm a proper man, believe me. True. Most people I met are scared. Yeah, I'll do that.
No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
So where are the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Wait, why, if they're thick-headed?
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
Expression doesn't change, it's hard to say if it's a joke.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Oh, still got a bit of that cold left. Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where? Gone? Coward. I would never leave anyone. He disappeared? Sounds like a missing person case. Yeah, I'll do that. No, gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
I won't say no more. Wait for her to continue. Oh, I'll do say no more.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Yeah, death is nothing. I shit on death. You should have thrown yourself in the waves after him, not sagely. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning. Yeah, I'll do 4. 3 sounds a little bit too on the nose, like preachy. It also sounds a bit basic. I'll do it's healthy to let go and move on.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glanced at the village where the 2 little kids are playing with the what looks like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Looking for someone else actually. So it takes. So I take it your skiff. Oh, okay. So I take it that's your skiff. Points to the overturned boat. Suggestion. 3. Slow. Kim's presence makes it awkward. Okay. She needs to go on a date with another drunk badly. Yes, I'm leaving that. So I take it that's your skiff.
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Be seeing you. Oh. Perception? Yes. More rubbish. Good old calf length cavalry boots mount that horse and ride into the night. The heel comes in handy too. It definitely makes you some good 5 centimeters taller, but could it be also making you sharper, more perceptive to your surroundings, now that you've gained a new perspective? What's my perspective at? 4. That's actually right. Exactly. I'm basically only equipping stuff that I've got bad stats in. Alright, let's talk to this one. Let's read this one first. The street sign is legible below the graffiti. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the apricot sujunti.
Was it Pharaoh Jacka? Dormez-vous or something like that. I learned that as a kid. It sounded like that song.
Welcome to the fishing village.
I don't know any French though.
Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
If you can't see, then how did you know I was here? Lean forward. What if I don't want it? I'll lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Well, he said, we're cops, we don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble. We're cops, we're hellraisers, click, click, bang, bang. We don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before? What kind of ill omen are we talking about? I am an ill omen, alright? If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that? Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I am no omen, alright? If I'm considered no omen, why hasn't anyone told me that? Yeah, I do.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where does someone stay around here? Elysium?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
A soapy thumb points to the building behind her. How much is it? How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, hold on, you just given it to me? I'm not sure it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodation. There's this guy, Gott, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold. I don't need it just yet. There's this guy, Gott, who makes me give him money every night.
That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
Wait, why isn't anyone using the room? One more time, I can just have the room? You got yourself a tenant? No, I don't want a free room. I'm not a pauper. Stay in the world in rags. Wait, why isn't anyone else using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
No, I don't want a free room. It's not proper. Stay in the world in rags.
Suit yourself. But should you ever need shelter, remember old Isabel and her shack by the sea.
Well, at least we could go back to her if I don't run out of money one minute. Is the free room still available? What is in this village? I'll do that.
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
This place is pornographically poor. There's got to be something here, tell me. Who else lives in the village? Is there a way to make a little money around here? Alright. Is there another topic I'd like to address? Is there a way to make money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
There's got to be something here, tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
The box? What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Who else lives in the village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Liliana already.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I think I also met the drunks.
I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and then an old one disappears and is forgotten. This is who we are.
This place is pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
The woman smiles cryptically.
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Riddles fits with the general ambiance here.
Ambiance.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
I'm lost too. I'd rather go back to talking about the village. I'm lost too.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. Maybe I should stay lost, just move here and disappear completely. I would rather go back to talking about the village. I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. I'm going to go down.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
Sorry, just give me 1 second. Yep. No? Alright, cool, continue. Alright, there's another topic I'd like to address.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
3 rooms still available? What's further down the coast? Yeah, I'll do that.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
What else is on the down coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then, apartments or electric plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who want to come to the fish market here? That's it, there's got to be more along the coast. Who want to come to the fish market here?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it, there's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
She drops a bar of soap into her bucket with a splash. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant Double Euphrasia Howya Du Boy. My name is Raphael Ambrosio Corto. Sorry. You can call me Tequila Sunset. I'm gonna go to Raphael.
Your parents must have had big plans for you. Wonder if you measured up.
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Yeah, we can.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Lieutenant says, rubbing his thighs. Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do.
I've got time to kill.
Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Alright. Goodbye, I'm off. Cool. That was productive. The windbreaker is like a protective cocoon, placing where its torso into a pocket universe where wind, water, dirt, and fire cannot harm them. Huge writing, 100% synthetic, is proudly displayed on the chest. It lets absolutely no air through. Warning: item not actually fireproof. So +1 pain threshold, element proof, +1 half-life, but -1 drama. Sweat like a pig. Yeah, good to know for the future. Actually, selected it. Oh, just press spacebar and it counts. What did I have on earlier? Which one was it? A shirt of some kind. Don't want the empathy one. Cool, I feel we're good for now. Is that the top I was originally wearing? Don't remember. Fuck it, let's do like that. Keep it like that for now. It's locked and tight. You can't see the house from this angle. Alright, let's see what else is around. Alright, I suppose I'll speak to the kids next. I spoke to those guys already.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Luen's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains he had one tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
You guys look identical.
The stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I just said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
Alright, Kim, can you do better? I am, yes. And what are you, Kid Master General? It's impossible to be good with kids, they're too stupid. I'm gonna be, what are you, Kid Master General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Alright, kids, take care. I'm not gonna say kids are stupid, that was the other thing. Hard to see detail, the colours are warm and welcoming, are cozy. A flower trough is where nothing really goes. Maybe in Spain. Some nice little house here. Industrial coal pallets burn with orange glow. Oh, there's a kid here. When did that kid just appear? Take the taxidermy grouse. Am I allowed to just take him? See and find out, I suppose. The dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as a real thing. The bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy. And it's selling for 13 quid.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
I heard there's a girl here with armored gloves. Is that you? No, I do. Are you Lorraine's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yeah, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
What's this? Show the stuffed bird you took from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the skewer you broke.
Oh yeah, shit. Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds. Yeah, I'll ask that.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
What's the thing you're pointing at? Sorry, what's the thing you're holding? Pointing at toy.
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of.
It's the arm in it, the glove.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Yeah, maybe it's not the arm. Lambie looks like he's falling apart. Lambie looks soft. I do soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Press your cheek against Lambie.
Isn't he soft?
I heard there's a girl with armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
She lifts the stuffed toy and looked into the one with Maiden Eye as they're searching for confirmation.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He accentuates the last two words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye!
Cool. Behind the house. Cool. Ah, easy enough to find.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Broken. Reaching the catacombs and pull out the shiny object. The idea.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Yeah. We've got two. Do we need one more? Clenching and unclenching your fists has never been so fun. The tiny ceramic plates make a lovely clicking sound when your fingers move. The gloves are a bit sandy, but the grip is phenomenal. Interfacing +2. Alright, well they're better than the gloves I previously had on. What have we done? Cool.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off. Decked out in future armor like a cop ought to be. I'm going to be responsible with this.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability.
This gear could line my pockets with cash. I could probably sell it for some to some other cop. This is long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it, I must study it. I'll study it.
Remember, the vitreous enamel material acts as a kinetic redistributor. It's meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Move forward. Featherweight. It really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave even a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself whilst wearing it. Shooting yourself. Let's see. Oh, cool. I definitely want to do that one as well. I'm halfway to the next level. Cool. I'm quite happy with the amount of tasks and that you get done in this game. Feels like 2 minutes more. Nicely. It's 6 now. I've still got to wait around for another few rounds. It's good. It gives me time to actually investigate this entire area. Do it properly. Seems to have done quite a bit of exploring already. A school of fish huddle around the fence post. They then scatter into the dawn. I think we go that way. This is the church. Okay, get the coins first. Right, so if you go in the church or you go... I thought there was something else. Let me just check around. Another building. Yeah, is there something here? Yeah, let's check out this. How much time left on the 19%? 5 hours, 6 hours basically. It's 6 o'clock now, so I have to wait till midnight. Or just before midnight at least. Oh, this looks around.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see what's inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? Point at the window.
No. I won't even try. You know...
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Good to know. Alright, let's see what this is sign is saying.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. What's this? Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Let's check this out. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. this was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How does he know his name? Kim.
Nice to meet you.
The town nods. Hold on, hypertext? Wait, was that about the window before? You know Kim? You and Kim know each other? Did he overhear me say Kim earlier? Wait, was that about... what's the hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what's that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hands on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to the warm-themed colouring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? Great, thank you for all the interesting information. So what's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes. Springtime sun warming his handsome face, and all four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical, and Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Look at the building overview.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of the field electrician. Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his sea jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was the ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
Mm-hmm. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk? Look under your feet.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Turn to Mikhail. You mean they all died at the hands of the communist? Yeah, I'll do that, fuck it.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
What did the revolutionaries do with the advanced tape computer? How did the tape computer work? Did they work with radio computers? What did the revolutionaries do with the advanced tape computer?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
Le Décret de Mars? What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team.
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Wumpy Dumpy Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith, the Guy Juiced, what are you talking about?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up, Tender Lieutenant. Kim, he's making this up. Come on, there's no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center of Art. I'll do the top one. You're making this up.
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Nod. Cool. I've seen cooler things than that. The RCM should get some of those. Yeah, I'll do the RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Is that the device I got that I found in the attic? That people wanted to make a game. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk cracks mournfully in the wind. I want to ask you something else.
But of course. What else?
You know someone who has money? Do you have any money? I want to hear about the field building again.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Nothing.
But of course. What else?
Great, thank you for the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Oh, cool, got another new one. So, February, I want to learn, and also the Wompty Dumpty Dom Centre. It's Wednesday evening and something horrendously exciting is on the way. People have gathered beneath the bellowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building. Sipping wine and exchanging opinions, 29-year-old Wonder twins Guy and Keith Juice are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers. Head curators of the art exhibition in the Wompty Dom the Dominist event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSPV'd where are you if you're not there. Cool. I'm probably going to start pumping my levels into getting these. You get a lot of good stats from these. So next time I get a level, I'll do it. Can I go inside this building? Oh, there's something above there. Yeah, let's save it. I haven't done it in a while. I suppose I could climb up. There's a trap over there. Maybe I could climb up the ladder later, maybe. Can I click on the ladder? Could there be secret things to interact with? Nope, don't look it. Alright, let's get on here. Cool, we've got stuff to do here. Ancient paintings peeling off the roof of their shaded bench, covered in rust.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Visual calculus is high. 1 plus bullet holes in the plaza, bullet holes in backyard. Known about the revolution, known about field electrical. Okay, 72. Look him, even more bullets. Something definitely is going down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Alright, let's look around a bit more first before doing anything. Sign says entry interdite or something. The old ticket taker booth no longer in operation. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. Visual calculus. What's my visual calculus? It's high. Visual calculus -1. Alright, let's get rid of the item that's lower in my visual calculus. Right. Now, can I increase my visual calculus? Yep. Just seeing if there's any more visual calculus I can add. Oh yeah, there you go. So I got rid of 1 minus and added 2 on top of it. That should give me some good stats. We're talking about 80%?
Scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
97. That's pretty high. I think I got this.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
Wait, is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only 1 soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall. Yeah.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Feld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the war?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye. Leave. There's nothing else to do.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Do I get some experience? Oh, is that it? What's my level at? 60. Getting there. $5 hours and 15 for that. Indirect measure taxation is 1 hour. 3 hours for fair weather. And the Humpty Dumpty is only 42 minutes. Cool. It's good to know. Future reference. Let's change our stuff back. Let's not have it too one-sided. Wasn't too bad actually. Still pluses. Do I have other glasses? Yes, Save on Flare. You could have that one, okay. I don't mind calculus going down one. Save on Flare. Is that not one? It doesn't appear there. It says +1 there. Anyway, it's a good set of equipment. Let's save. +2 logic, -1 perception. Alright, the small wire framing inside this futuristic looking foul peepo hat gives it an aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. It covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag. Whatever that word is. Coffin? Oh god, I can't even stop to pronounce that. Confusion. That's one of that. Alright. Moving on. The door is only barred shut. It is inaccessible. Nothing else here to do. What else do we have? Did I examine those vents before? I don't think I did. Let's go examine them. Nope, can't do anything with them. Anything else up here? got 2 hours to kill. Ooh, what's that? The boy bobs in water. The number one it says 11. Alright, I suppose the church is the only thing to do. Yeah, it's like you said. It's 9:36 now, so I need to be calling it very soon. See how long this
Heavy
is.
wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Right, the door, see if it's open. Inspect the carpentry. Take a close look at the padlock. Inspect the staple. Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Turn to Lieutenant. This is where my pry bar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sound before.
Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here.
There's something on the sea ice there.
Physical instrument, tool not equipped. Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago.
Take a look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern? Have you seen this symbol before? Taking a look at a bone padlock for absurdity's sake? What makes it modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Have you seen a symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
Alright, fair enough. What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts a handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern. But does that cheery guy not know he's dead? Or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of this irony here? Yeah, I do
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
that. Interfacing knife 7. Try to pull off the sticker without ripping it. Yeah, cool, we can do that.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Man, I had such a bad dice roll now. It's good that I actually passed. I only passed by 1. There's something like a sound of a sticker unpeeling. Put a sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put a sticker on your ledger right on the cover. Shake off your thumb and throw it in the wind. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry. Yeah, I'll do that.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Secret task complete. Nice. That was the ledger. I remembered earlier there was a task that I had to do that I can easily complete, and I can't remember how to do it. That was it. The ledger's the folder that I have. Right, physical instrument. I have to come back to it. Right, first things first, try ball. And then add my physical instrument stuff. Anything minus some physical instrument? This was red as far as I remembered. Oh, before we start messing up my clothes, let's check the back. They're saying something about the back, we could get in by the back. Alright, let's check down the road. Two white-bellied cormorant eyes you suspiciously. The eyes here is thick enough to walk on. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Painted with pastel, someone's trying to bring cheer into the world. What else should I do? It's a vehicle, isn't it? Trash from some unending party. A paw skewed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Screwed. More tribalistic markings. This place is covered in little hemorrhoids.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Leave. Alright, cool. This is something to do next time. It feels like it's going to be quite involved. Yeah, it'd be best time to leave it. 9:45. Technically 15 minutes left of the stream, but I imagine I'll be on this section for half hour, I imagine. Alright, cool. Let's leave it like that. Cool. Cool. Well, yeah, it's another good session. Really enjoying it. It feels like I kind of like cleared up a lot of my tasks. So for once in the day, I don't feel like I'm rushing around trying to complete objectives. I've got time to spare to do stuff, so that's fun. Yeah, getting really more into it. Really enjoying it. So yeah, that's it for me today. Yeah, so next up I'll be streaming on Tuesday next week, and yeah, that'll be good. Really looking forward to it. So thank you for joining me again, and see you guys next Tuesday.